just dazzling in a way. Great color choices, both with the costume and the makeup and the lighting. Cinematography all around was fantastic. It definitely has this bright sort of hyper real kind of vibe to it that just sort of suits the whole vibe of the film really well written, great performances. This one kind of just really checks all the boxes for me. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
The Next Bells. I thought this was interesting because it's a whole different kind of terror. It's a whole different kind of scary, and it's the kind of scary that hits a little bit too close to home. And I think for a lot of people, because when you have something like medical going on and you have test results coming back and the doctor says that they want to talk to you the next day and they make such a big deal about it, but then that call doesn't necessarily come on time or come at all, and you're just left with this overwhelming anxiety and this overwhelming fear of what the results could say and what that could mean for you and your future and how that's going to affect your life and how that's going to affect the lives of your loved ones. And it just, you spiral so quickly. And I think that it's, like I said, a whole different kind of terror and a whole different kind of fear, because it's not a monster, it's not an enemy, it's not something that is so visibly easy to fight against. And even if, it is something that you could fight against, like if there's a treatment plan and things like that, it's still this kind of feeling of this unknown and seemingly, I know that it's not, but seemingly invisible force that could take you out at any moment. And having the unknown aspect on top of that of just ratchets up the anxiety and the fear. And so I think that this is just really interesting because obviously everybody else around her was just trying to continue as normal because for them it was life as normal and their normal routine that they were very set in. And for her, everything had kind of stopped and fallen apart or been put on pause until she got whatever news, and she didn't want to say anything until she got the news, but then the news obviously hadn't come yet. And so it's just kind of an interesting idea of, in concept of like what you go through when everything stops for you, but you don't want to tell anybody yet because it's not real, because you don't have the confirmation. But that doesn't mean that your world doesn't stop. That doesn't mean that everything hasn't started to break down for you personally. And I think that this did a great job of kind of portraying that.
The Next Bells. This was a good take on living in the moment, and not living your life, like in the worry and fear. I think this was super cute way of delivering this message with the, feel of a musical and the really pretty colors and how everybody else is sort of enjoying the moment and she's not. And then at the end, when she decides to share with her mom what's going on, then she becomes able to live in the moment. At least that's how I took it, and not kind of waiting for the shoe to drop. And I think we can all relate to this in some way or shape, but I think it made me think of women, having scans, mammograms and things like that. But also it could relate to just anybody who's waiting for some news, whether about themselves or someone else, or just something in their life they're fearing before it even happens. So I like this. It took me a minute to really kind of get into it and get the feel for it. But overall, I really like the take on it. At first I was like, is this supposed to be a different time era? But the phone, she had a cell phone, so it kind of confused me a little bit. But I think overall I really liked the performances from all the performers. They're dancing, they're singing, they're acting, and the message, the overall message. So great job and good luck.
Bells was exactly what it aimed to be. Such a fun, colourful, entertaining, passionate project, I thought. It really well crafted, and all elements came together in a very harmonious way. You can tell that behind this film is a very committed, ambitious, passionate, and knowledgeable team, because all elements of storytelling come together in a very expert way. There's a skilled and fun as well use of editing, of colors, of camera movements and transitions. So I really enjoyed watching this. And usually I'm not a big fan of musicals, just simply because of my taste. But regardless of this, I could tell how much passion there was behind this. So yeah. I totally enjoyed watching this.